Hello everyone, myself Noman Patel, and today we will be looking into the sixth part of our series of lectures which are on biochemistry spotters. If you are viewing this video directly, I request you to start from the part 1, part 2, part 3 and so on so that you will be in the synchrony of this and does not miss any of the spot as each and every spot is important and no one knows that which spot is going to be asked in exam. Also, you can view our previous videos on spotters by clicking on the I button on the top of your screen. Also, we have put the link of my previous videos in the description box. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, do subscribe as it will be useful to you because I am uploading such useful videos every now and then. Also, don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever the video is uploaded. So let's begin with the part 6 of the biochemistry spotters. So now on the basis of the given figure, we have to identify the technique and mention the importance of the C peptide. Now in this figure, we can easily say that this is the pancreas, and from the pancreas, we are using a technique to obtain the insulin. Now as we can see this double-stranded molecule in the figure, we can easily identify that this is a technique of the recombinant DNA technology. So this is usually a formation of insulin by the recombinant DNA technology. It is mainly first done by the US based company Eli Lilly. Now what is the importance of C peptide? The importance of C peptide is that its serum concentration indicates the actual level of endogenously synthesized insulin. So we can exactly know what is the level of insulin in the body. Let's look into the next part. Based on the given figure, we have to identify the structure and we have to mention its use. So the given structure is a biotin molecule and it is mainly used in the carboxylation reaction. Let's move to next part. Based on the figure, we have to identify what is this underlying defect. So this is the most common figure and the most common image that is usually asked in the competitive exams. Also this is asked in the spotters. So this is the condition in present in the latent tetany and it is called as the Trozius sign. Let's look into the next spot. The next spot is a question: what is a Garrod-Statrod? This question is mainly asked in the Viva voice. Also, this can be asked in any of the competitive exam, and this may be asked in case of the one word in regular theory exam and in case of Viva. So this is really one of the most important question, and you must know this. So the Garrod tetrad is the combination of the four condition, that is alkaptonuria, pentosuria, cystinuria and albinism. So this condition, all these four condition together contributes to the Garrod tetrad. Let's look into the next spot. So based on this image, we have to identify the instrument, we have to write its use, and we have to give the normal specific gravity of the urine. So by the last question, we can easily say that the given instrument is urinometer, as it is asked that what is the normal specific gravity of urine. So we'll be knowing that this is something that is associated with the measurement of urine. Let's look into the next question, that is second. What is the use of it? So a urinometer is a simple piece of equipment that is mainly used for determining the specific gravity of the urine, and the normal range of the specific gravity of urine is 1.005 to 1.03. Let's look into the next spot. So this is a pictorial graphical representation, and by this graph we have to identify that which type of inhibition it is, whether it is a competitive inhibition, non-competitive inhibition and uncompetitive inhibition. Also we have to give example and its effect on the Km, that is Michaelis-Menten constant, and the Vmax value. So this given graph is of the uncompetitive enzyme inhibition. Its example is the inhibition of the placental ALP, that is alkaline phosphatase, by phenylalanine enzyme. In this uncompetitive enzyme inhibition, both Vmax and Km value are decreased. Let's look into the next spot. So given spot is of the case, that is a 25-year-old female reports to a medical OPD and he shows her lab report, His lab reports are as follows, that is FBS, fasting blood glucose is 80 milligram per dl, urinary glucose is negative, paper chromatography shows excess of urinary glucose, urinary bile test is positive. So what is your diagnosis on the base of the following report? So the given diagnosis is of the essential pentose urea. This is not a diagnosis of the hyperglycemia or hypoglycemia, because urinary glucose shows the negative response towards the glucose molecule in the urine. Also fasting blood glucose is between the normal range, that is 80 to 120 125. So this is not a case of the hyper or hypoglycemia. Let's look into the next spot. So this is the last spot, and we have to diagnose the condition A and B, and in which of the condition these are common. So the condition A is mainly associated with the eye, as we can easily see in the figure, and this is the diabetic cataract, and the condition B is the diabetic foot. So as it says that diabetic cataract and diabetic foot, so this condition is mostly seen in the diabetes mellitus. So guys, hope you have enjoyed this part. Do tell us in the comment section that how this video is useful for your studies, and if you really like the video, give a thumbs up to the do subscribe and share it with your friends of friends and colleagues. Thanks a lot for watching. Until then, we'll meet next time with the next part. Also guys, you can contact with me on Instagram. This is the account of mine on Instagram, and the link is given in the description below. Also you can WhatsApp me on my number, which is also given in the description box.